Welcome back everybody, Matt the Matt here. So, if you tuned into my video last week, not many did, not surprised. I did a whole thing on what we can see in the Batman sequel, a sequel to the new Batman movie. And I had a lot of stuff from villains, maybe storylines, to other characters we might see. So today I thought, since I put out that video, I said, you know what? I said I wasn't going to do any fan casting for Robin if they bring in Robin in the next Batman movie. But I said, you know what? I thought about it and I thought about it and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do some fan casting for Robin. Because why not? It's fun to do. And then you're someone like me who, I didn't used to make movies, and I would actually have to cast actors for my movies. So to go through that process. And of course, this is just fan casting. I don't know what the script is for the Batman 2. I don't even know if they're going to have Robin in the Batman 2. But there was enough foreshadowing in the Batman movie. And also, once again, Robert Pattinson has come out and said, yeah, I would love to have Robin in the next movie, but he has to be only 13 years old. And then even Matt Reeves said, yeah, we might have Robin in the next one. He said it might be a good growing experience for Bruce Wayne. And that's what I want to touch on. I think if they bring in a Robin in this next movie, it would be to actually move the Bruce Wayne character forward more than the Batman character. Like I said, Bruce Wayne in this movie was much more of a recluse. He only really barely talked to Alfred. When he was out in public, he didn't talk to anybody. So if they were able to bring in a Robin that was around a teenager, 13-year-old, 14-year-old age range, and that Robin had a lot of personality, a lot of energy, that might be good for someone like a Bruce Wayne, for this Robin, Dick Grayson, to kind of get Bruce Wayne, up. Like, come on, buddy, let's go. Stop being a little shit. Stop only going out when you have to put on the Batman suit and kick the shit out of people. Hey, what's not to love about kicking the shit out of people? I mean, why not? But this Robin can actually be a motivation for the character of Bruce Wayne. And like I said, develop him into becoming the playboy Bruce Wayne. And he got the recluse down pat. He doesn't talk to anybody. Some people say that about me. So, and then I know he's a great Batman. So we got the Batman, we got the recluse Bruce Wayne. Now we see more of that getting out there and putting on another mask, so to speak. But don't make people think, oh, he's the Batman, he doesn't talk to anyone, he's never around, blah, 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 blah. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go on and look up some actors who fit around that age group, who I've seen their work, that I think they could be a good fit for a 13 to 14-year-old Robin playing Dick Grayson. Assuming it's Dick Grayson. Maybe they go with Jason Todd. Well, let's get into it. Number 5. Noah Schnapp. Noah Schnapp is 17 years old. A little bit older than 13, 14, but this is Hollywood. When you got a Tobey Maguire, 27 years old, playing a senior in high school in the first Spider-Man movie, there you go. So Noah Schnapp is 17 years old. Some people might recognize him from Stranger Things. He's one of the main group of people. He has the look for like a Dick Grayson. He's done some athletic stuff. You know, like I said, really, to me, other than Stranger Things, I really haven't seen him do much else. So once again, an actor that's not too well known, that I think would fit really well. Number 4 on my list is Jack Dylan Grazer. He was in It Chapter 1. He was also in Shazam, and I'll get into that in a minute. He's 18 years old, so older. But like I said, they wanted to go with more of even a 15-year-old Robin. Only being 3 years older wouldn't be that much of a difference. He still has a younger face. You know, he has the energy. Like if you see in It Chapter 1 or Shazam, he's the one with the cripple. He is very talented. He has a great sense of humor. I think he would look perfect in the role as Dick Grayson. Well, like I said, he's in Shazam, and Shazam is a Warner Brothers property. I don't know how much of a role he has in Shazam 2, but Shazam is in another universe than this Batman universe. So, they could, just like a lot of people want Mark Strong to be Mr. Freeze, if they do Mr. Freeze. Well, Mark Strong was also in Shazam. So, I mean, you know, I think he's a good actor. I like him in both It Chapter 1 and Shazam. He's a standout. And he's, you know, still young enough that if they were going to have Robin in the next movie, and if they said, oh, the next movie's coming out in 2024, I'd be like, get him into that casting audition and let him audition for the movie. Number 3, I am going with Jacob Tremblay. Jacob Tremblay, 15 years old. This guy's been in everything from the award-winning nominated film Room, where Brie Larson won her Academy Award, to the movie Wonder, that came out a few years ago with Julia Roberts and Owen Wilson. He had a scene in Dr. Sleep. He was in that comedy a few years ago, Good Boys. This actor is a very good actor. He's young. He's only 15 years old. So he would essentially be the perfect age to play Robin. In the movie Good Boys, where it was a comedy, he showed some of his comedic work range, even though he did more dramatic work, which still with Robin, you want still that dramatic, emotional side to him. You know, he loses his whole family in the circus. Come on now. I think he would be a good pick. You know, he has a lot on his resume, from dramas to horror to comedy. So, he can be a standout. Number 2 is Noah Jupe. This is another actor that seems to take a project and just do an awesome job. You might recognize him from A Quiet Place, the John Krasinski Alien Invasion movies with Emily Blunt. He plays the son of John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. He's excellent in those movies. He was also in the movie Wonder also as Jacob Tremblay's friend. He was also in that Shia LaBeouf movie, playing the younger Shia LaBeouf. He also did a great job in that movie. He's a very good actor. He is 17 years old. So, I mean, he's not that much older. So, like I said, they went for like a 15-year-old. He would do it. And I think he would be a very good pick for Robin. He showed he can be funny. He was also in Ford v Ferrari with Christian Bale and Matt Damon, playing Christian Bale's son. So the dude has a lot of range. He's worked with a lot of great talent. From Shia LaBeouf, Christian Bale, Matt Damon, John Krasinski, Owen Wilson, Julia Roberts. I mean, come on. So he would be my number 2 pick for Robin. And my number 1 pick, which I would never, like I said 3 or 4 days ago, never knew who this actor was, never heard of him, never seen him in anything. Walker Scobell. 13 years old, just saw him in the movie The Adam Project. Like I said, he had the personality, the dramatic chops. He knew how to stand toe-to-toe with Ryan Reynolds, Jennifer Garner, Mark Ruffalo, Zoe Saldana. He's completely unknown. So if you really want to get someone completely unknown as Robin, this is your pick. He's only 13 years old, exactly the same age that Robert Pattinson said he would only have Robin if he was 13 years old in the movie. So, I would go with this Walker Scobell as my number 1 pick for Robin. But like I said, I don't know what their plans are. They are going to have Robin, and they're going to save Robin for the 3rd movie. If so, then none of these actors will work by that point. They'll be all way too old. Unless they shoot Batman 2 and Batman 3 back to back, like they did with Pirates of the Caribbean and The Matrix. But those are my top 5 picks. Obviously, if they go with an older Robin, then some of these names could still show up, or we could be looking at completely different actors for the movie. Anyway, back to Matt here. I might do one more video next week dealing with the love interest. Like, who can be the love interest in the next Batman movie? Since Selena Kyle left at the end of this movie. Not that they can't bring her back, but I would rather see another love interest come into the picture. And I'll explain why in that video, along with my 3 or 5 people that might be the love interest out of the love interest in the Batman, history. And then maybe who could be playing that said character. Anyway, Matt, I'm out here. You tell me, would you want Robin in the movie? And if so, are any of these actors, would you pick any of these actors to be Robin? Or would you want somebody else?